Back with us on the SportsMax Zone. After winning only one of their 5 games and finishing bottom of their group at the recent T20 World Cup, calls are being made for a shake-up in the on-field leadership of the West Indies. Former Cricket West Indies boss Dave Cameron says it would be sensible at this time to replace Kieron Pollard as a white ball captain. Speaking on the Line and Length show aired on SportsMax last Saturday, Cameron, who led Cricket West Indies between 2013 and 2019, said the ideal man to replace Pollard is 24-year-old Guyanese Shimron Hetmeyer. Pollard's record in international white ball cricket has long been criticised, with pundits believing he doesn't produce as much in the maroon colours as he does for his franchise teams. In 23 matches across 4 T20 World Cups, Pollard has scored 254 runs at a strike rate of 135.42 and an average of just 14.14. Since his appointment as T20 captain in September 2019, the 34-year-old Trinidadian has led the Windies to 10 wins and 16 losses in 31 matches. As far as Hetmeyer is concerned, the 24-year-old led all Windies scorers at the recent T20 World Cup, scoring 127 runs at an average of 31.75. Dave Cameron joins us now to lay out his rationale for the change from Pollard to Hetmeyer. Dave Cameron, welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. Long time we haven't seen you.
Good evening, George, and good evening to your viewers. First, I'm here to clarify. I did not say that Cricket West Indies should replace the white ball captain. I was asked on the interview, after having a dismal run, if you were to select a captain, who would you select? Okay? So I'm not selecting anybody, I'm not dropping anybody. I was asked a very direct question to which I respond. Okay? So let me just be very clear about it.
Right, all right. So the clarification is noted. Right, but if you were in charge, you're saying that if you were in charge and you had the power to so do, you would change the captain now.
No, if I was in charge, the captain probably would have been either Jason Holder now, or it would have been a Hetmeyer.
Right, but if you went in and Pollard was the captain, based on what you saw at the World Cup, you would change him.
Well, yeah, George, I think we need to, let's back up a bit. And we need to understand, or we need to agree, what are the metrics you want in West Indies cricket. And I think that's it. That's what are the metrics for success. And I think that's what we need to agree. So if we agree, this administration, when they came in, they said that they're going to have more former players involved. We're going to have cricket first, West Indies first, and some other qualitative stuff. I think they've achieved all of them. The players are now happy. The prime ministers in the region are happy. So they've been successful. So why would you want to change anything?
Dave Cameron, your comments are dripping in sarcasm. Let's strip it down and communicate clearly to the people. All right, hear me now. I'm saying to you that based on what happened at the World Cup, of course we know you were in charge, other people are in charge now, that's clear. But based on what you saw at the World Cup, with your intelligent reasoning into how Cricket West Indies works and the dynamics between board and the player colony and the selection colony and so forth, are you saying, as a former administrator, the former chief administrator of cricket in this region, that a change is necessary now? And if you are saying so, why? And I'm sure you'd hit on those matrices again, or those metrics again.
And George, and I'm saying to you, why would I change if the region are happy with the leadership and what this board, because they've delivered on the mandate. They told you 2 years ago what they're going to do, and they've done that. There was nothing in there that said they were going to win cricket matches and move us up in rankings and select people who are known performers to move West Indies cricket forward. I remember the last interview we had in 2019, yourself and Lance spent 3/4 of the interview trying to agree, or get me to agree, that the biggest issue I had were that these senior players had issues with our administration. And so all of them are playing now, so they're all happy. The board is happy, the leadership is happy, the prime ministers are happy. So why would we change anything?
Because the results are bad, Dave, and that's why we want to hear you and what direction you will go in. The results are bad.
But George, the point I'm making to you, we haven't defined what we want for West Indies cricket. So go back to 2019. By the way, you know a song called done by Sugar Hollows. It says "I plead the fifth."
Yes, I know that song. I know that song.
You get the government you deserve.
Yes,
that's what I like for you to go back and play, because I thought we said as an administration when we took office in 2013. We're going to expand the pool of players. We're going to professionalize West Indies cricket. We're going to fix the finance. And we're going to start winning. And we did that. And we were kicked out of office unceremoniously. And Prime Minister celebrated. The Prime Minister of Trinidad said, and I quote in the newspaper, one of the best days of his life.
But Dave, hold on, Dave. You weren't booted unceremoniously. You lost an election fair and square.
Yeah, what now?
That's not unceremonious. That's not unceremonious.
No, but the region celebrated.
Yeah, but that's a consequential action. But I don't want you to make it seem as if you were the victim of a coup or some other engineered procedure which caused you to no longer be president. You went to an election, you contested, you were satisfied with the rules, and you lost. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah.
But what we did is that we threw out all the and I think I said this years ago in an interview. Someone asked me, how long do I want to stay in Cricket West Indies? And my response was, until we're able to cement the policies and procedures that we had started. And unfortunately, so we lost the election and we threw out everything that we were doing.
Yeah.
And so you're now asking me to assess where we're at and to make a decision, a determination on it. And the truth is, like I said, and I reiterate, if we were still in office, Jason Holder would probably still be the captain today. He is our best cricketer in the region, hands down, and the numbers back that up. And we were always thinking that Hetmeyer would be someone that we would groom for the future.
You speak about grooming, but the way the headlines, Dave, came across is as if you'd give Hetmeyer the captaincy right now. So I want you to just let me know if that's true first, and then I'll continue the questioning. So,
with all due respect, the interview was conducted on Line and Length, and you can go back and listen to what I said.
Okay, so
I can't determine what the headline says and how it's written. I'm clarifying for you exactly what I said.
Okay, so that's the line of questioning I'm giving you. So Hetmeyer, 24 years of age. Yes, recently he had some scores in the T20 World Cup, but you feel as if Shimron Hetmeyer is able to get the respect from the team that we have currently and to lead this team to victory?
Again, you're taking out of context. The question I was asked is, if I was the president, what would I be doing? Now, if I was the president, Hetmeyer would have been groomed and be ready at this point in time. So therefore, I can't answer that question.
Yeah, Dave, I heard your clarification at the top. And when I heard the story coming out of the Line and Length story, it wasn't surprising to me that you didn't appear to be in Kieron Pollard's corner, because you did have an acrimonious relationship with him, didn't you?
No, I actually didn't have an acrimonious relationship with Kieron Pollard.
He feels so. He feels so, though.
Well, again, acrimony goes both ways, right? So he could have that relationship with me. I don't. I've never ever said anything derogatory about any of those players and the ones who have an acrimonious relationship with Dave Cameron publicly. The last time Kieron Pollard and I spoke, we was at a meeting in Miami with Dwayne Bravo, Pollard, Wabel Hines and myself, and we sat down and had a very good discussion. And one of the things, I'm happy to have this conversation, because one of the things we all seem to forget is that when we were qualifying in 2019, we had an amnesty for all the players to come back and play. We buried the hatchet, so to speak. And we said to the players, demonstrate that you wanted to play by getting fit and signaling your willingness to play. Some persons did and some didn't.
Yeah.
And so we're at that point. So I didn't have a personal relationship with any player, whether good or bad, except Jason Holder. And that was because Jason was the leader of the front room, and I felt it was important that we communicated on big picture strategy, what we were trying to achieve, so that you'll be very clear on our objectives.
Yeah, but Dave, you said you buried the hatchet, but to be quite honest, in the campaign leading up to Ricky Skerritt challenging you for the leadership, a lot of these players who you're saying you buried the hatchet with campaigned very heavily against you to ensure that Ricky Skerritt got the support he needed to win.
Right, and so my good friend Lance, we're going back to, again, 2019. It's the same thing, we had a long discussion about it in 2019. So again, you get the government you deserve. You know, I've been managing people since I was 22. And you can do the math. It's 30 years. And I've managed persons who could have been my parents at the time when I was doing this. I've managed persons who, when they signed for their pay, they made an X. And I'm proud to say that after 30 years, I'm still friends with a lot of those people. But what I got from them was respect.
Yes.
Because I respected their position and what they had to do.
Yes.
And my first job, being a manager, I was told by Mr. Rance, my first employer, and you know, I'm wearing my purple shirt for you today as well.
Yes.
Fortis forever. That if you're running a business, if you're a manager and everybody likes you, then there's a problem. And if everybody dislikes you, there's a problem.
Yes.
And so, again, we have a situation now where everybody's in love with the management.
Yes.
So why are we so there's no issue. So why are we quizzing Dave Cameron on his stewardship 6 years ago, when you're now trying to solve West Cricket? And gentlemen, the problem, and that's why I'm saying to you, what is it that you're trying to solve?
Yes, but
Dave, don't seem to me that you know what we want.
But Dave, hold on, man. I can't recall any of the questions you've faced here so far being about stewardship. So I don't want you to squirrel the argument that we're having. But hear me now. I'm asking you, what is the effect you believe? Again, based on your experience. So I want the experiential answer now. What would be the effect of, regardless of who it is, what is the effect you believe that a change in the on-field leadership of the white ball captain would have under the current circumstances?
Listen, if I was the chairman of West Indies Cricket, president of West Indies Cricket, I believe in performance. And so therefore, I'll be looking for someone who can contribute to the future of West Indies Cricket. And if you've played over 100 games and you're averaging less than 30 in any format of the game, I'm not so sure how much you can get better and how much you can contribute overall. So that is just my thinking. So I'll be looking for someone, either a bowler or a batter, that can contribute to the future of West Indies Cricket at this juncture. We have another world event in a year's time. We have another one in 2 years' time. And so therefore, having come out of this event, how do we go forward?
Yes.
And so that is the discussion.
Yes.
I'm not suggesting who should be there and who should be there. But based on my mantra of performance metrics, I am looking for someone. If you're playing the best batters in the world, average over 50 in Test cricket. The greatest average over 60. And the phenomenal one is just 99. Cricket is cricket. And we've seen what the teams that did very well at the World Cup, just concluded T20 World Cup, are the persons, the batters, bowlers who do well in.
Dave, I have less than my producer says I have 1 minute. I just want to ask you one quick thing, one last quick thing. So,
yes, sir.
Would you after a World Cup that went the way that nobody wanted, but some people expected, disappointing performances, dismal even, would you have at that point ordered an immediate review into performance of players, coaches and management for the World Cup team, or would you leave that until sometime in the future? Would your review be immediate or down the road?
Yeah, it would be immediate, and you would have noticed that's how I operate. Which is also I'm a very impatient person, which is also a good trait. So I wouldn't be waiting until we lose the next series to then review where we're at. So it would be immediate for me.
Immediate review, and then you make a decision from the information gleaned. Thank you very much, Dave Cameron. Your purple shirt.
Thank you very much.
The man coming in as U.S. ambassador to Jamaica, Nick Perry, a former KC man, purple shirt man.
KC man.
Yeah, so you're doing good right now.
Thank you very much.
Good.
And listen to the song for me.
All right, yeah, man, I know the song. We'll listen to it again. All right, thank you. Former Cricket West Indies President Dave Cameron taking us right into interactive, Mariah.